What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So the Dallas Cowboys, we got some more bad news today on DaRon Bland. Apparently he's going to be out a little bit longer than first thought. Apparently Overshown is aiming to play before Thanksgiving, so that is good news. Cooper Beebe is going to be out for a few weeks. Apparently the Cowboys hosted offensive linemen for tryouts, just as a backup to Hoffman probably. Here's something that's strange to me. Gilmore is still really good. Revel is not coming back anytime soon, and neither is Bland or Carson or Butler. Why not just bring in Gilmore, at least until somebody comes back? Because if Khalil Elam or Trayvon Diggs go down, you're in big trouble. So your nickel corner is not looking great. So you could at least put Elam in at nickel and have 3 solid corners. Cowboys apparently are not showing any interest in that. And of course, Cavante Turpin is hurt. Revel should be back sooner rather than later. And we did get Jadeveon Clowney, which is going to help. You got Peyton Turner coming back. Might be time to go ahead and trade Mozzie Smith if you can get something for him. I don't know how much longer we're going to hold on to that guy. I guess we can go ahead and see who they hosted for tryouts today. This is the Dallas Morning News. So they hosted centers Jacob Bayer and Wesley French. They also hosted offensive guard Thomas Perry. So, because Hoffman was the backup guard, he's moving to center. So we'll go into more detail of those players here in another video. Some things I wanted to bring up with the Bengals now without their quarterback. Does the possibility arise, and what would you have to give up and all for Trey Hendrickson? That could be a possibility now. Might not be an immediate possibility, but I think that is a possibility down the road now. Myles Garrett. Contract sucks, but he's still 28. That would definitely be more than a suitable replacement for Micah Parsons. The Browns aren't going anywhere this year. They've got to know it's time to get something for him while they can. Question is, how much would you have to give up? If the 49ers continue to struggle, does Nick Bosa become available? Steelers continue some struggles. Does TJ Watt become available? Houston, if they struggle, they're not giving up Will Anderson or any of those guys. I just don't see that happening. Now the Vikings, if they struggle, maybe they make a play. If the Texans go 0-3, maybe that changes. I don't think they'd be willing to give up Will Anderson. But the defense wasn't really the problem last night, it was the offense. there's no free agents available right now that are going to be even close to what you're looking for. So let's look at the Texans. Who you could possibly get. Derek Barnett. I don't know if anybody's really interested in that. Dylan Horton, I'd be interested in. I think he's an up-and-coming star. Daniel Hunter. He'd probably be the most likely one to get traded, or Darrell Taylor. I'd be okay with that, but I wouldn't be willing to give up a first or anything for Hunter or Taylor. Now Horton, maybe I'd do a second or a third. I don't know if I'd give up a first for him. Will Anderson, yeah, I'd give up a first for him. Obviously, 24 years old, third year in the league, pretty healthy, very athletic, got great speed, bend off the edge. But my next guy would be Dylan Horton. Derek Barnett, not really. So let me know in the comments who you guys would possibly be interested in getting if a trade became available. So let's look at the Vikings if they continue to struggle. Okay. Because that is possible. Their offensive line is not very good. Maybe they make a play to get their young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, some help. With that being the form of Chaz Chambliss, Jonathan Grenard, Dallas Turner, possibly, Andrew Van Ginkel, I don't know how interested I'd be in that. I don't think they'd get rid of Dallas Turner either. Let's look at the Browns. Trying to think. I mean, Myles Garrett, obviously. Are they going to get rid of him? Who knows? But Cleveland, I mean, you should have known this was coming. You will be making a quarterback change before too much longer. Sorry, but that's just the way the ball bounces. So Myles Garrett would be the obvious one. He's 29, but he still probably has at least 5 more years. Cameron Thomas, maybe. He's kind of bounced around between the Chiefs, the Cardinals. So Cameron Thomas, Shoyanka, the one from Joe Tryon, the one from Tampa. I'm not taking on that contract at that age. Alex Wright would be another one. Maybe Alex Wright. I mean, you don't really know a ton about him. Mason Graham, if we could get him. They're going to have to start making wheeling and dealing here before it's all said and done. As far as the Steelers, if they keep playing that well, and you got to think about the Jets too. Could they maybe be in the mix here? trade somebody. Could you get Derek Harmon? Could you get Nick Herbig, possibly, in there? Jack Sawyer. Could you get him? Peyton Wilson. TJ Watt. I'd say they'd probably be more willing to move on from Watt than they would the young Peyton Wilson, Jack Sawyer, Nick Herbig, one of those guys that are younger. Get them established. They're playing very well. And Sawyer, I think, is the replacement for Watt at some point. But don't know. Let's look at the Jets here. Tyler Barron. Jets be willing to trade him even though he's a rookie. Will McDonald. Braden McGregor. Could you possibly get him maybe? Just throwing out some options for you. Jermaine Johnson, who I like coming out of Michigan. You got some options. Quentin Williams, I think that costs too much. But Braden McGregor, Will McDonald, I don't think they're going to give up Tyler Barron. But maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we'll be in the market for somebody from one of these teams or more. It's just going to be a matter of who. So let me know in the comments down there what you think, who you would like to see us go after if they become available, and if their team is willing to make a deal, and what would you be willing to give up. So if you liked the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, notifications. And once we hit 100, doing a free giveaway. Love y'all. Peace out.